You know that camera you installed for some peace of mind? Well, what if I told you a hacker could turn it into their own personal window, looking right into your life? Today, we're not just going to talk about the risk. We are going to peel back the curtain and deconstruct the entire hack, step by step, to show you exactly how it's done and, more importantly, how you can stop them.
So let me ask you straight up. You bought that camera to watch your property, but are you absolutely sure you're the only one tuning in? And look, this isn't some movie plot. It's a very real vulnerability, and we need to break down how it happens.
All right, let's get into the weeds. For any attacker, step one is always the same. They've got to get inside the house. And in the digital world, that house is your Wi-Fi network. Your camera isn't just out there on its own, it's wired or wirelessly connected right into your router.
And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the matter. Just think of your Wi-Fi password as the master key to your entire digital home. If that key is weak or easy to guess, an attacker isn't just piggybacking on your internet, they are unlocking a direct path to every single device you own, especially that camera.
Okay, so imagine the hackers on your network. What's next? Well, now they have to do a little recon. Your Wi-Fi is probably pretty crowded, right? You've got phones, laptops, maybe a smart TV. The hacker's job is to cut through all that noise and find the one thing they're looking for, your camera.
To do this, they use a tool, a really common one called Nmap. Now, don't think of it as some scary weapon. It's really more like a digital scout. It just goes around the network, knocks on every device's door and says, "Hey, what are you and what services do you have running?" It's how a hacker turns a jumbled mess of devices into a crystal clear map of potential targets.
And this whole process is super methodical. First, they scan and see everything that's connected. Then, they start looking for clues to isolate a potential camera. Once they have a suspect, they zoom in and probe that one device directly. And that's when they might find an open port, like port 8080, which in the hacking world is basically a giant flashing neon sign that says, "Camera login page this way." And just like that, they found the front door.
So the hacker is standing at the camera's digital front door. Now what? Well, they need a key, your password. And the first way they can get it is the sneaky way. This isn't about breaking the lock, it's about cleverly snatching the key while you're using it.
So at this point, the attacker has two main paths to get that password. They can be passive and eavesdrop, kind of like listening in on a conversation, hoping to hear the secret word, or they can get active and go for a brute force attack, which is like trying every single key on a giant keychain. Let's start with the quiet, stealthy approach first.
This is where something called a man-in-the-middle attack comes into play, often with a tool like Bettercap. What this does is it cleverly positions the hacker's computer right in between your device and the camera. So all the traffic, everything you send and receive, now flows through the hacker's machine, letting them silently read it all.
And here it is, the one critical mistake that makes this whole thing possible. If your camera's login page is unsecure, if you see HTTP in the address bar instead of HTTPS, any password you type is being sent in plain text. For the hacker who's listening in, it's like you handed them a postcard with your password written on it. It's just right there for the taking.
But, what if the hacker's impatient? What if they don't want to wait around for you to log in? That's when they switch gears from being passive to being very, very active. This is the brute force attack. It's less about being clever and more about trying to kick the door in with sheer, overwhelming persistence. And the go-to tool for this job is often a program called Hydra. The relentless robot here on the slide, that's the perfect way to think about it. You see, a person can't sit there and guess thousands of passwords, but a computer program can. Hydra just takes a huge list of common passwords and tries them one after another at an incredible speed. And the process itself is just brutally simple. The hacker points Hydra at the camera's login page. They tell it the username is probably something common like admin. Then they give it a massive text file, a word list, stuffed with the most common passwords in the world. They hit go, and the program just runs, hammering the login page with guesses until, bam, it finds a match. It's a pure numbers game.
So what do you think is the very first password Hydra's going to try? Yep, you guessed it. If you've never ever changed the default password that came with your camera, you've basically just left the key sitting right there in the lock. Credentials like admin/admin or admin/password make a brute force attack almost instant.
Okay, so that's the scary part. That's the anatomy of the attack. But this isn't about spreading fear, it's about giving you power. Now that we know the hacker's playbook, Let's talk about how to build a defense so strong that these attacks just bounce right off.
Let's run through 4 really critical steps. 1. Your camera password. Please change it from the default. Make it something long and complex. Why? Because adding just a few random characters can take a password from being crackable in minutes to, well, centuries. 2. Your Wi-Fi password. That's your front gate. Make it a fortress. 3. Keep an eye on your network. Check what devices are connected every now and then. If you see something you don't recognize, kick it off. And finally, here's a pro tip. Create a separate guest network just for your smart devices. That way, even if a camera gets compromised, the attacker is stuck in a digital sandbox far away from your personal computer or your phone.
So really, the big takeaway here is this. These devices, they're smart, sure, but their security is, and always will be, in our hands. The technology gives us these amazing tools, but the responsibility to use them safely, that's on us. Securing our homes and our data starts with the small, smart choices we make every single day. Thanks for tuning in.